like a dude with. Yeah, show your face. Show your face.
I used the stall because I didn't want any
Yeah, because you're a bitch. You're a girl.
They don't want transgender women. I'm not transgender, by the way. But they don't want transgender women to use the women's bathroom. They don't want gay men to use the men's bathroom. I guess I'll just piss on the floor.
Dress like a girl. Belly button.
Bro, he's like checking him out. He's
I know, he's into it.
He's like, dude, those abs
Like
out,
a girl.
turning me on in the bathroom. Like, hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze, where we take on LGBT insanity. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson.
What's up, guys? If you missed it last week, make sure you join as a member. He'll put the link in the comments. My sister got interviewed by Brad. And this week, I'm interviewing Brad's sister.
She's here. She's in the other
So
room.
we're getting all of our tea and putting it for our normies. I thought that was going to rhyme.
What?
It didn't.
Child.
I'm going to just go.
Yourself. Do you know who Zachary Wilmore is on TikTok?
No.
Oh, you'll recognize him.
Is this
I
the
think
one that...
it's the
I
twink.
think I know what it is.
Yeah, it's the one.
I already know what this is. Yeah, I knew we were going to do
Now, we've
this.
reacted to him like once or twice in the past.
He's made hate videos about me. Is that the Starboy one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, he's made hate videos about you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's an honor. Well, in this case, I think we're going to support him mostly. But are you not? Are you just going to be petty?
I might be petty. I
Don't
know.
be petty. I'll be woke and I'll defend him. But no, we have to, I think, criticize some of the woke that he says in the past. But he has this super viral video right now where he's getting harassed in the men's room. Let's watch this.
Yeah, take a picture of me.
I'll take a video. Say what you're just saying to me.
Yeah, I don't like a dude with. Yeah, show your face. Show your face. Pearls on his eyes. Yeah, I don't like it. In a men's bathroom, showing your chest like a girl, dressed like a girl, belly button.
Bro, he's like checking him out. He's
I know, he's into it.
He's like, dude, those abs
Like
out,
a girl.
turning me on in the bathroom. Like,
That is, he's not dressed like okay, the makeup is yes. But
it's a lot, but so
showing
what?
your chest and showing a belly button is not inherently
crime?
It's not feminine either. If you go to any club where like there's buff guys, they're probably showing their chest just like a girl.
Also, like, what do you want him to do? Use the women's room? Like, what?
That's what I'm saying. It's like this dude, he's clearly drunk.
He's
and
some
just,
drunk.
like, uncomfortable by seeing this guy, which, I mean, to be honest, I'm uncomfortable by him, but not because of the way he looks, but because of that he says. This guy is clearly uncomfortable with him and any type of like man presenting as feminine.
I mean, I get that he's drunk and he's in a club and I think it's like New Year's or whatever. He's just being an but who gave you the audacity to think that you can just harass people in bathrooms and tell them they don't belong because they look different to you? Like, sorry, get over it.
I mean, what bugs me is that like if people have a level of confidence to be such an I'm okay with it as long as they logically like have a point. Do you know what I mean?
Right. But there's no
But
reason.
there's no, like, you cannot follow his train of thought logically. Okay, so you want him to go in the women's bathroom?
I thought you were against men and women's bathrooms.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It's just, it's giving, or not, sorry, I don't say it's giving anymore.
Because I say it too much.
No, it's just been overused. I'm going to say like the aura is insecure.
It's so insecure and it's unhinged. And also it's like.
And balding. That's what the aura is giving with your hair going down like that. I know.
Like,
the
I think
tricks, boy.
obviously his makeup is a lot and he does do it to draw attention to himself.
He does have multiple videos where he gets harassed.
Oh, I think we reacted to one where also some of them were like, he was claiming a hate crime and it was just somebody.
Right.
Like,
So that's why I was a little bit hesitant with this one. I do think that in his mind, he probably is like excited because he knew this would blow up because he's had videos like this
of
blow up.
course.
So I'm not going to do too much, applause.
But it is.
He's objectively in the right.
He hasn't done anything wrong. Men are allowed to put paint on their face, and if you don't like it, you don't have to do it. But you can even in your head not like it. But like, what do we teach children? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
I just don't know why. Like, why is it that men specifically have such a deep-rooted insecurity with people who present themselves as different from societal norms? Like, why is it that male psychology confident men don't? But is it just because a lot of men are very insecure right now? But I don't think that's the case. I feel like there's something about male psychology that makes us attached to like order and deviating from social norms might be like
destabilizing to them. I don't know.
Destabilizing in male psychology. I don't know.
You know what, too? I used the stall because I didn't want any.
Yeah, because you're a bitch. You're a girl.
And the thing is,
girl so bad.
they don't want transgender women. I'm not transgender, by the way. But they don't want transgender women to use the women's bathroom. They don't want gay men to use the men's bathroom. I guess I'll just piss on the floor.
Why don't you just go to the girls' bathroom?
Because I'm a boy.
Exactly. So why are you dressed like this?
Oh my god. We're these idiot friends.
Ugly as
That's kind of funny.
Another day, another slave. Period.
Good for you, Dima. Like, and I'm sure he made a bag from this one.
yeah.
But I think it's so and these friends should have told their friend to shut up and pulled him away, and instead they're like laughing as if this is funny. It's not. You just
Well, he didn't make it. He said, you're like a girl, go in the women's bathroom. First of all, you're low-key asking men to go into women's spaces.
And you're saying that having paint on your face makes a man a woman.
If you want to talk about societal norms, the role of men is to, in your eyes, is to protect women, yet you're telling a man to go in the women's restroom? That's kind of wild.
No.
He's drunk. He's not going to make any sense. He's just a little...
I know.
Here's another thing. This is why, if you're a twink, you need to pick up a weight. Because if that was me and I decided to sew my chest and that guy had a problem, dude's face would have been in the sink.
Violence is not the answer.
Sometimes it is.
Out of my face! Girls out the room! Yeah, you would eat me.
I stand by that.
I think because
I'll rock a bitch. I don't care. If you're doing that, I'm going to punch the out of you. I don't lift weights for looks. I mean, it's mostly for looks.
I was going to say, but mostly for body
that guy,
dysmorphia.
the thing is if I was dressed like that, that guy would have never said to me or to anybody who is bigger than him. Because that's just how the world works.
Which doesn't take that much. He did not look
that dude was
by
a twink.
any stretch of the imagination.
A balding twink. I know because I used to be one.
And then you had surgeries.
Mm-hmm. And testosterone.
All right, this girl had a video where she discussed the situation because it's really going super viral on TikTok. Yeah. I'm sure you've seen it, and there's lots of people with thoughts. Let's listen to this.
Did anyone else see that video of the gay man who was in the bathroom? He had his makeup on, he had an outfit on, he looked really cute, he slayed. He was a cis man in the men's bathroom, and a man was all in his face, picking his appearance apart, yada, yada, yada. And not one single person in there stood up for that man. Not one single person did anything and allowed that man to sit and literally be like a foot away from his face, picking his appearance apart, telling him he shouldn't be in there, blah, blah, blah. Because first of all, normalize backhanding somebody at this point, and normalize having your friends' backs. This is why a lot of gay men and feminine presenting men end up in the girls' bathroom, because the girls, for the most part, are safe spaces. Men are so dangerous to anybody who is not a cis, white, straight man.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's a crazy overgeneralization.
Say that this is a dangerous situation. I think that's a little bit of an over-dramatization.
Yeah. Well, there was nothing crossed the line into like
it'd be dangerous if it was me,
but
it's not with that twink. But, I mean, I get what she's saying. It's not, but again, it's not the job of women to take care of other men. And I think a lot of times they're like, oh yeah, men are bad, but like they're uncomfortable. No. Okay, yeah, let's go and fix the problem with men. That doesn't mean that we now have to put men in women's spaces.
Right. And I also think that you can't have both rigid gender norms and expectations and also this like no space for trans people in that like, oh, well, trans women can't go in the bathroom, but also everyone has to act a certain stereotype. You have to actually allow for genuine diversity of expression if you want even strict sex segregation, or you end up with this kind of mess and situation. And in reality, like not every social norm or typical way that people boys act or girls act is going to fit every person. And if you don't leave space for that,
why would you want it to?
No,
like what do you want? The human experience to
Yeah.
just be a bunch of robots walking around who like look the same and act the same and only have the same ambitions based off of their sex? Like that's just, I don't know what the is the point of that.
Right. I think being uncomfortable with difference can be normal, but also like humanity is better. Angels come out when we overcome our irrational discomforts,
Correct.
right? We have like irrational impulses of things that make us uncomfortable, but we're supposed to be logical, rational thinking beings that overcome those things. Like it is natural, for example, for some people, especially if you grew up around mostly one racial group, to have implicit biases or racial prejudices.
That's an evolutionary trait. Like humans fought each other. We knew who was in our tribe, and then anybody who wasn't was an enemy. So like I get why people are uncomfortable with difference,
but you're supposed to be able to logically overcome it when it's a difference that has no harm.
We're not animals.
Yes, that's the whole point. We're not just chimpanzees.
Yeah.
Like, so some of us act like it apparently.
Although
like
it's worth saying, on the other side of that, you can become so welcoming that you treat everybody so equally that you no longer have the ability to figure out what is bad and what is good, and you just think everything is relative. This is what people are like, oh, cultures are just relative. It's like, no, some of them are worse than others.
Right, but a culture refers to values and actions and beliefs, not something as simple as like face paint, right? So we have to have that distinction between.
But I am saying it's a slippery slope.
Completely, I
people
agree.
Are just overly accepting. So
you don't want to be so open-minded that your brain falls out, right?
Yes.
But you do have to not have an entirely closed mind, or you end up just looking like an asshole after a few drinks.
Mm-hmm.
It also gives a repress. Like some of the most masculine heterosexual men I know joke around a little bit with gay jokes with their friend, and they're not so insecure.
That's scientifically proven.
They're not actually concerned about their sexuality or that, oh, what if somebody thinks I'm feminine? Like nothing about that exudes masculine aura.
Oh, he already stole my word.
Aura. It's giving negative aura.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's kind of like a part of the internet that's like gives me clavicular vibes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Somebody told me I look like clavicular.
Who is that? Stevie Wonder?
I don't think he's even very good looking. I think he's like a 7.
He's hot. Yeah, no, I don't think he's like dead hot. I just wanted to make fun of you and be mean.
You guys let us know what you think of this bathroom drama in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and become a channel member to support our work. And we'll be back with more Normal Gays real soon.